Hey guys, I'm doing a review today on the Furlihong BHP 681 pickleball machine. I've had this machine for over 9 months now. It's been surprisingly good actually. This machine, it's actually got a lot of advantages even compared to some of the bigger, more sophisticated machines. But it does have a few limitations as well. So we're going to go over the good, the bad, and some of the use cases so you can decide whether it's the right machine for you to buy. First, what I like most about it is just how ultra light and convenient it is. The machine with the extended rail track as well as a set of rechargeable batteries already inside, all of that together weighs less than 3 kilograms. If you compare that with one of these bigger machines, for example, the Titan, the Ernie, or the Pusan, which I have here, these machines weigh around 20 kilos, sometimes even more with a battery pack. Compared to that, this is very, very portable and very, very light. The fact that it's also compact makes it very convenient. It means that if you have an IKEA bag, which I have here, it's got 50 balls, 50, 60 balls inside, you can just throw the machine and the railway and the rail track, extended track, inside, and it's super portable, very, very light, and you can carry that with you, walk to the nearest public court, or even take public transport. In fact, I have actually done that here. So I live out here in Singapore, where we don't have a car, it's all apartment living, so I really appreciate a machine that is compact and light, and I can take with me to some of the public courts nearby. I definitely wouldn't be able to do that with this giant beast over here, so that's one of the big advantages of this machine. Performance of the machine is decent, it's very easy to use. So there's 2 buttons here, one for oscillation, one just to turn it on. So all you have to do, oh by the way, there is also a dial with 4 power modes. So I've got it set up to 1, but you can kind of move that around to different power settings. All you got to do is hit the on button, the machine will load up and it'll spit the pickleball out, and it'll keep doing that until you either turn it off or there's no more balls here on the rail. It's super simple. Manual on-off switch with a dial. You don't need a fancy app, anybody can just pick it up and use it right away. I do feel like this machine is the equivalent of if you take a coaching lesson and you've got a coach and they're kind of feeding the ball to you at a nice, easy pace so you can practice a specific stroke. So I've got a few videos here to show you how it works in practice. In this first video, I've got the machine set up in the kitchen, the power level is on 4. I've popped it up on a little stool just because I wanted the ball to bounce a little bit higher. And as you can see, I'm positioned at the baseline and I'm practicing my 2-handed backhand drives down the line. In this next example, I have the machine sitting just a little bit inside the opposite kitchen line, and I'm simulating an opponent dinking the ball just a little bit high, and I'm trying to take advantage with an aggressive forehand roll down the middle. And in this example, I've actually got the machine at home. I've got it on power level 3, and I'm working on practicing my transition zone resets. And I've even got the return loop set up so you can kind of just see how it works with the return loop. So there were some examples of some of the use cases. The battery life of the machine is also quite decent. It comes with typically an AC power plug. It's also sold now with a external USB rechargeable battery connector cable. What I actually have is I bought a pack of D size batteries because it fits D batteries, but you can get rechargeable ones that's simple to recharge with a USB-C power outlet, so I've got that. I haven't gone in close to running out of battery, but typically I recharge mine every 3-4 sessions. So I feel like there's plenty of juice in there, and I've never felt like battery power has been an issue. In terms of ball capacity, with the extended rail attached to it, it does hold about 24 to 25 balls. And you might think that's not enough, especially when a bigger ball machine like that can hold 70, 80 plus balls. But I've actually never thought that the ball capacity was an issue. Let's say you've got a bag of 75 balls here, you load it up, you hit 24 balls, and then you walk back over across to the machine, you take a minute, you load the next 25 balls, you walk back, hit another 24, 25 balls, and then finally you go over to the machine, you load up the next 25 balls again. In that sense, you've still hit over 70 balls before you then have to go walk around the court collecting all of the balls and picking them up again. I think this machine is really great value for money. I bought mine off AliExpress. I've also seen it available on Amazon and some other shopping platforms as well. It really kind of depends on unit availability at the time. I paid, firstly, I think the base machine was a track for about 12 balls, is about 200 USD, or maybe just a little bit under that. With mine, with a set of rechargeable batteries and the extended rail, I paid just under 300 USD, which I think is really good value for money. If you compare that with a bigger machine, like a Titan would cost you over, two and a half grand USD with maybe a discount code, or Ernie and Pusan, which in Asia here would probably cost me about 1,300 to 1,500 USD. This machine is really good bang for buck. Having said all of that, there are some limitations with it. The first and I think most obvious one is power. Whereas a bigger machine, you can kind of set that at the back of the court on the baseline, and it can spit out balls at you at up to about 120 kilometers an hour. This machine just can't do that. It just hasn't got the power, which limits the type of drills you can practice. As an example, it's difficult for you to simulate somebody hitting a really powerful strong serve to you from the baseline for you to practice your returns. You also can't simulate somebody smoking a huge third shot drive at you whilst you kind of defend, block, or aggressively push that back at the kitchen. And I feel like as you improve throughout your pickleball journey, you do get to a point where you probably will outgrow this machine. This machine also has limited programs and functionality. It hasn't got an app, so you can't really adjust the power, the direction, and put spin on the ball on the fly. It just hasn't got that functionality. There is an oscillation function, but as you can see, the oscillation is purely mechanical and it is external, which means that it's very easy for you to predict where the ball is going. In terms of the height control, there is a little feet at the back. You can fold it up for one level, so you shoot the ball a little bit high. And then there is a second level because you can extend little feet out a little bit more, so you can shoot it a little bit higher. Still, it's quite limited functionality compared to a more sophisticated machine where you can precisely set the degree that the ball will get shot out. And in that regard, there is very high potential for you to outgrow this machine. All right, lastly, I want to talk about the infinite loop ball net. I have some mixed feelings about the ball net. I mean, firstly, it takes a little while to set up, but if you're familiar with it, you can probably set it up in about 5 minutes or so. In theory, it does provide a endless loop as long as you can always hit the ball back into the net. And I think it's quite useful for practicing soft shots like drops or resets or maybe little dinks. But I personally don't like practicing it with as much because I want to see after I hit the ball where that ball lands. That allows me to dial in the power and the length of my shots a little bit better. With a net, you're always kind of guesstimating where the ball would end up, and I just don't think it's as good if you're trying to really dial in the power of certain shots. To wrap up, who is the Furlihong BHP 6814? I think number one, it's really great for beginners. Anyone that is below 3.5 or even under 4, you can really use it to get used to improve your hand-eye coordination and to learn a lot of fundamental shots needed to be a good pickleball player. Even at 4.0 or above level, it's still a good machine to drill and kind of re-dial in specific shots that you might have struggled to hit consistently in a recent game or tournament. At the end of the day, I do feel like once you improve, you will outgrow the machine. And for me, I did end up getting a more bigger, sophisticated machine. I really recommend this machine if you are a beginner or if you are wanting a ultra portable lightweight machine that you can take anywhere. Anyhow, I hope you found this review useful. If you did, appreciate you giving a thumbs up and a subscribe.